Hello, hello. Morning, afternoon. It is afternoon. It's 11 and we're out here, yo. Um Not much going on that's different from yesterday. We're in our new book. It's Numbers. And then we have about 3 chapters into this. We'll cover 5, 6, and 7, and then we'll do Psalms 41. And that should wrap out our reading for today. Excuse me. From there wasn't really a devotion. There wasn't a devotion video today, so there are no video links in the description. And then, yeah, if I remember what we learned yesterday, it was really about setting the Levites apart. There was a Israelite census that took place, and then there was, yo, dude, my hands are really dry. Like, I just washed my hands twice, and, bruh. Yeah, yesterday was about taking a census, and it was about how to organize camp when things needed to be moved, how to organize things when camp needed to be set up. Pretty much telling the Israelites how to get into formation. Now, all of this information was passed on to the Israelites via Moses. And Moses gets all of this information in the tabernacle with God. So that's a nice little blessing that we see, that God and Moses can finally enter into, well, not finally, once again enter into the same space, enter into the tabernacle. Yeah, okay. This is magnetic. It is. That's on Psalms. We'll get started with Numbers 5, which is purity in Israel's camp. You ever have extra like coconut oil on your hands and then just like kind of rub it into your face? Because you might as well, or get your hair. Purity in Israel's camp. The Lord gave these instructions to Moses. Command the people of Israel to remove from the camp anyone who has a skin disease or a discharge, or who has become ceremonially unclean by touching a dead person. This command applies to men and women alike. Remove them so they will not defile the camp in which I live among them. So the Israelites did as the Lord commanded Moses and removed such people from the camp. The Lord then said to Moses, give the following instructions to the people of Israel. If any of the people, men or women, betray the Lord by doing wrong to another person, they are guilty. They must confess their sin and make full restitution for what they have done, adding an additional 20% and returning it to the person who was wronged. But if the person who was wronged is dead, and there are no near relatives to whom restitution can be made, the payment belongs to the Lord and must be given to the priest. Those who are guilty must bring a ram as a sacrifice, and they will be purified and made right with the Lord. All the sacred offerings that the Israelites bring to the priest will belong to him. Each priest may keep all the sacred donations that he receives. Okay. So since the priest can officially keep it, it's not really corrupt. But you know what like struck me when I was reading this just now? Was that society, the church, even non-Christians, they like to harp on the major sins, or what they consider the major sins, the like core sins, the like sins that everyone rail against, the sexual ones, the all of that. What was that? But they never rail against the the sins against like a fellow man, of like, oh, you're willingly doing wrong by this person. You're willingly cheating this person out of their income. You're willingly setting up laws that are meant to cause harm to large communities. You're willingly wronging another person. It doesn't matter which wrong that is. The willing participation in that setup is sin. But no one's out here railing against that, because if we did, we'd have to focus on the political injustice, the societal injustices, the law system. We'd have to focus on so much that could actually be changed with us focusing on those things, with our focus shining a light on the right places. But instead of railing against systematic sins, or sins put in place by people who are placed in power but don't really care about those they have power over, and instead of focusing on those things, we've somehow been our attention has been diverted to marijuana. Like come on. I just think it's funny that people like to pick and choose which sins they rail against and use biblical text to do so. I think it's funny that we can live in a day and age where we must rebrand Jesus during a Super Bowl, yet we don't fully understand what his commands are or his desires. Protecting material faithfulness. Protecting marital faithfulness. And the Lord said to Moses, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. Suppose a man's wife goes astray and she is unfaithful to her husband and has sex with another man, but neither her husband nor anyone else knows about it. She has defiled herself, even though there are no witnesses and she was not caught in the act. If her husband becomes jealous and is suspicious of his wife and needs to know whether or not she has defiled herself, the husband must bring his wife to the priest. He must also bring an offering of 2 quarts of barley flour to be presented on her behalf. Do not mix it with olive oil or frankincense, for it is a jealousy offering, and an offering to prove whether or not she is guilty." The priest will then present her to stand trial before the Lord. He must take some holy water in a clay jar and pour into it dust he has taken from the tabernacle floor. When the priest has presented the woman before the Lord, he must unbind her hair and place in her hands the offering of proof, the jealousy offering, to determine whether her husband's suspicions are justified. The priest will stand before her holding the jar of bitter water that brings a curse to those who are guilty. The priest will then put the woman under oath and say to her, "If no other man has had sex with you, and you have not gone astray and defiled yourself under your husband's authority, may you be immune from the effects of this bitter water that brings on the curse. But if you have gone astray by being unfaithful to your husband and have defiled yourself by having sex with another man, At this point, the priest must put the woman under oath by saying, may the people know that the Lord's curse is upon you when he makes you infertile, causing your womb to shrivel and your abdomen to swell. Now, may the water that brings the curse into your body and cause your abdomen to swell and your womb to shrivel. And the woman will be required to say, yes, let it be so. And the priest will write these curses on a piece of leather and wash them off with the bitter water. Then he will make the woman drink the bitter water that brings on the curse. When the water enters her body, it will cause bitter suffering if she is guilty. The priest will take the jealousy offering from the woman's hand, lift it up before the Lord, and carry it to the altar. He will take a handful of flour as a token portion and burn it on the altar, and he will require the woman to drink the water. If she has defiled herself by being unfaithful to her husband, the water that brings on the curse will cause bitter suffering. Her abdomen will swell and her womb will shrink, and her name will become a curse among her people. But if she has not defiled herself and is pure, then she will be unharmed and will still be able to have children. Okay, she will be unharmed by the curse, but relationship-wise, reputation-wise, the bond between her and her husband, there will be harm. There will be harm there. And how many times can a husband do this? And does it work in reverse? Can a woman do this to a man? This is the ritual law for dealing with suspicion. If a woman goes astray and defiles herself while under her husband's authority, or if a man becomes jealous and is suspicious that the wife has been unfaithful, the husband must present his wife before the Lord, and the priest will apply this entire ritual law on her. The husband will be innocent of any guilt in this manner, but the wife will be held accountable for her sin. Will the husband be innocent of guilt if he's wrong? This is essentially a lawsuit. But what's cool about it is that you could actually get an answer. Like, in this day and age, you can't just be like, oh, I think she's cheating on me, and sue her. Because then we're just going to look at you like, how do you want us to investigate that? But through this ritual, there's actually an answer, which is, again, because this is tied to infertility. When I feel like that's why women still feel shame when they are infertile in this day and age. You know? I feel like that's why it's still a lot to carry. But of all of the things that they could have did to prove that the Lord could have cursed the woman with for her unfaithfulness, it's usually infertility. Even when there's like a rebellion, a woman rebelling against the Lord's commands, it usually is infertility. Or when there's a blessing, like those two Hebrew women back in Egypt, when Pharaoh had ordered them to kill the Hebrew babies, the males. When they refused to listen to Pharaoh, their blessing that they received from the Lord was pregnancy. It was the ability to have kids of their own, a family of their own. So it's just the blessing of it seems like a lot is wrapped up in this blessing of childhood, of pregnancy, of the birthing process, of multiplying. A lot is tied into that. So the opposite, obviously, is curse. Let's go. Let's continue. Nazirite laws. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. If any of the people, either men or women, take the special vow of a Nazirite, setting themselves apart to the Lord in a special way, they must give up wine or other alcoholic drinks. They must not use vinegar made from wine or like rice wine vinegar. Made from wine or from other alcoholic drinks. They must not drink fresh grape juice." Really? "And they must not eat grapes or raisins." Cut all of it out. Cut all potential for alcoholic wine and whatever. As long as they are bound to the Nazirite vow, they are not allowed to eat or drink anything that comes from a grapevine, not even the grape seeds or skins. What's the Nazirite vow? They must never cut their hair. Ooh, is this a part of Samson? They must never cut their hair throughout the time of their vow, for they are holy and set apart to the Lord. Until the time of their vow has been fulfilled, they must let their hair grow long, and they must not go near a dead body during the entire period of their vow to the Lord. Even if the dead person is their own father, mother, or brother or sister, they must not defile themselves, for the hair on their head is the symbol of their separation from God. This requirement applies as long as they are set apart to the Lord. If someone falls dead beside them, the hair they have dedicated will be defiled. They must wait for 7 days and then shave their heads. Then they will be cleansed from their defilement. On the 8th day, they must bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the priest at the entrance of the tabernacle. The priest will offer one of the birds for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. In this way, he will purify them from the guilt they incurred through contact with the dead body. Then they must reaffirm their commitment and let their hair begin to grow again. The days of their vow that were completed before their defilement no longer count. They must rededicate themselves to the Lord as a Nazirite for the full term of their vow, and each must bring a 1-year-old male lamb for a guilt offering. We're in number 6, verse 13. This is the ritual law for Nazirites. At the conclusion of their time of separation as Nazirites, they must each go to the entrance of the tabernacle. The other They must each go to the entrance of the tabernacle and offer their sacrifices to the Lord: a 1-year-old male lamb without defects for a burnt offering, a 1-year-old female lamb without defect for a sin offering, a ram without defect for a peace offering, a basket of bread made without yeast, cakes of choice flour mixed with olive oil, and wafers spread with olive oil, along with their prescribed grain offerings and liquid offerings. The priest will present these offerings before the Lord. First, the sin offering and the burnt offering, then the ram for the peace offering, along with the basket of bread made without yeast. The priest must also present the prescribed grain offering and liquid offering to the Lord. Then the Nazarites will shave their heads at the entrance of the tabernacle. They will take their hair that has been dedicated and place it on the fire beneath the peace offering sacrifice. After the Nazarite's head has been shaved, the priest will take for each of them the boiled shoulder of the ram, and he will take from the basket a cake and a wafer made without yeast. He will put them all into the Nazarite's hands. Then the priest will lift them up as a special offering before the Lord. These are holy portions for the priest, along with the breast of the special offering and the thigh of the sacred offering that is lifted up before the Lord. After the ceremony, the Nazarites may again drink wine. But what is the vow? This is the ritual law for Nazarites who vow to bring these offerings to the Lord. They may also bring additional offerings if they can afford it, and they must be careful to do whatever they vowed when they set themselves apart as Nazarites. Oh, so it's whatever they vow to do. So if you make a vow to the Lord and you set yourself apart as a Nazarite, then you tie that vow into your alcohol consumption and the growth of your hair. Don't make contact with a dead body. Don't eat anything from a grapevine. Anything from a grapevine. Don't shave your head. Those would be the 3 conditions. Until the time of your vow has come to an end. So depending on what your vow was, the time span is different. Okay. The priestly blessing. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron and his sons to bless the people of Israel with this special blessing. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace." Yeah. Whenever Aaron and his sons bless the people of Israel in my name, I myself will bless them. That is. Number 7. Offerings of dedication. On the day Moses set up the tabernacle, he appointed it and set it apart as holy. He also anointed and set apart all its furnishings and the altar utensils. No, all its furnishings and the altar with its utensils. Then the Lord said to Israel, the tribal leaders who had registered their troops came and brought their offerings. Together they brought 6 large wagons and 12 oxen. There was a wagon for every 2 leaders and an ox for there was a wagon for every 2 leaders and an ox for each leader. So 12 ox, 6 wagons. They presented these to the Lord in front of the tabernacle. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Receive their gifts and use these oxen and wagons for transporting the tabernacle." So it takes 6 wagons to transport the tabernacle. Two oxen per wagon to pull. Distribute them among the Levites according to the work they have to do. So Moses took the wagons and oxen and presented them to the Levites. He gave 2 wagons and 4 oxen to the Gershonite division for their work. He gave 4 wagons and 8 oxen to the Merarite division for their work. All their work was done under the leadership of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. But he gave none of the wagons to the wagons or oxen to the Kohath division, since they were required to carry the sacred objects of the tabernacle on their shoulders. Oh. The leaders who presented dedication gifts for the altar at the time it was anointed. They each placed their gifts before the altar. The Lord said to Moses, "Let one leader bring his gift each day for the dedication of the altar." On the first day, Nahshon, son of Amminadab, leader of the tribe of Judah, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were filled with the grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering, he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Nahshon, son of Amminadab. On the second day, Nathaniel, son of Zor, leader of the tribe of Issachar, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces and was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering, he bought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Nathaniel, son of Zor. On the third day, Eliab, son of Helon, leader of the tribe of Zebulun, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering, he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Eliab, son of Helon. On the 4th day, Eliezer, son of Shedar, leader of the tribe of Reuben, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds, and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering, he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Eleazar, son of Shedeur. On the 5th day, Shelamuel, son of Zurishaddai, leader of the tribe of Simon, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These bowls were filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering, he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Shemanuel, son of Zurishaddai. On the 6th day, Elisaph, son of Deuel, leader of the tribe of Gad, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a lamb, a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering, he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Elisaph, son of Deuel. On the 7th day, Elishama, son of Ammihud, leader of the tribe of Ephraim, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces and which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering, he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Elishama, son of Ammihud. On the 8th day, Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, leader of the tribe of Manasseh, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering, he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. On the 9th day, Abidan, son of Gideon, leader of the tribe of Benjamin, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense, and brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Abidan, son of Gideon. On the 10th day, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, leader of the tribe of Dan, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds, and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. On the 11th day, Pagel, son of Okran, leader of the tribe of Asher, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds, and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Pagel, son of Okran. On the 12th day, Ahira, son of Enan, leader of the tribe of Naphtali, presented his offering. His offering consisted of a silver platter weighing 3 1/4 pounds, and a silver basin weighing 1 3/4 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. These were both filled with grain offerings of choice flour moistened with olive oil. He also presented a gold container weighing 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, a 1-year-old male lamb for a burnt offering, and a male goat for a sin offering. For a peace offering he brought 2 bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lambs. This was the offering brought by Ahira, son of Enan. So, this was the dedication offering brought by the leaders of Israel at the time the altar was anointed: 12 silver platters, 12 silver basins, and 12 gold incense containers. Each silver platter weighed 3 1/4 pounds, and the silver basin weighed 1 3/4 pounds. The total weight of the silver was 60 pounds, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. Each of the 12 gold containers was filled with incense weighed 4 ounces. Each of the 12 containers that was filled with incense weighed 4 ounces, as measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. The total weight of the gold was 3 pounds. 12 young bulls, 12 rams, and 12 1-year-old male lambs were donated for the burnt offerings, along with their prescribed grain offerings. 12 male goats were bought for a sin offering, 24 bulls, 60 rams, 60 male goats, and 60 1-year-old male lambs were donated for the peace offering. This was the dedication offering for the altar after it was anointed. Whenever Moses went into the tabernacle to speak with the Lord, he heard the voice speaking to him from between the 2 cherubim above the ark's cover, the place of atonement that rests on the ark of the covenant. The Lord spoke to him from there. The desire to want to skip that when you're reading is so intense. It's like, okay, we get it. They brought the same things 12 times. We get it. But then I started to smile because it's like every page of the Bible is, in terms of marketing, every page of the Bible is valuable. You know what I mean? It's a limited space and there's a lot of story to tell. Yet, this chapter was dedicated. These days were dedicated. They were set aside so that each person could bring their offering and feel that, you had your space. You weren't just like, okay, wait in line at 12, dump them all in the corner, and then I'll go on your way. Each tribe leader had a day, had a moment to present their offerings to the Lord, and had the moment for the Lord to look to them and turn to their peace offering, hear their name, hear which tribe was offering these things, and accept these offerings from them. Yes, the offering was exactly the same. But it was still an offering from that individual that mattered. It wasn't the offering items, it was the offering from the particular individual, from the particular tribe that mattered. And then in my head, I'm like, see, when you got a gift and you're like, yeah, but a lot of people can do that. Like, it's not special. The gift may not be special. The offering may not be unique, but it's you that are special, and it's you that are unique. And you bringing your gift before the Lord, you leaving your offering before the Lord on the God's altar, it's what makes the whole transaction special. That's what gets the whole transaction its own day, its own time to shine. You're not just taking your gift and dumping them before the Lord with everyone else's gift and standing in the mass assembly. No. There's a day set aside for you to bring your gift to the Lord. That's what I heard ringing in my head. And I'm the kind of person who does not advertise the things that I do. The fact that I'm doing this on it, like when I said it's a challenge, I meant it. I don't do internet things. I don't I don't know how to market. I don't know how to do these things. You know that meme going around where it's like, and over here we have a person who's super talented but never posts his smile. I know who I am. Okay, I know the weaknesses I present in this day and age. But there's something comforting that this whole chapter was dedicated to 12 people bringing the same offering. And it was, they painstakingly wrote all of it out. Each weight, each ounce, each incense-filled container counted because of the person, not the item, not the gift, not the offering, but because of the person, it mattered. Do with that what you will. See if it changes your behavior when you're thinking about that business or thinking about that project or thinking about how you can make it unique. Probably can't. Who knows? There's so many people in the world to compete with unique creation. But the creator themselves is unique, and that has weight. On Psalms 41. Oh, the joys of those who are kind to the poor. The Lord rescues them when they are in trouble. The Lord protects them and keeps them alive. He gives him prosperity in the land and rescues them from their enemies. The Lord nurses them when they are sick and restores them to health. Oh Lord, I prayed, have mercy on me. Heal me, for I have sinned against you. But my enemies say nothing but evil about me. How soon will he die and be forgotten, they ask. They visit me as if they were my friends, but all the while they gather gossip, and when they leave, they spread it everywhere. All who hate me whisper about me, imagining the worst. He has some sort of fatal disease, they say. He will never get out of that bed. Even my best friend, the one I trusted completely, the one who shared my food, has turned against me. Lord, have mercy on me. Make me well again, so I may pay them back. I know you are pleased with me, for you have not let my enemies triumph over me. You have preserved my life because I am innocent. You have brought me into your presence forever. Praise the Lord, the God of Israel, who lives from everlasting to everlasting. Amen. Amen. This psalm was for the choir director, a psalm of David. David just doesn't want to fall into the hands of his enemies, and I can feel that. Like, I don't want to be sitting here going, I've lived the godliest life that I can, and then, on the edge of it, at the end, to be laying there on what could be very well my deathbed, and hearing all of my trusted people and my enemies turn against me, speak ill of me, spread rumors of me, throw dirt on my name, for them to giggle at my demise. No. It's like, Lord, if you take me out, don't take me out in a way that my enemies can rejoice. No, we're not doing that. I really like Numbers 7. Like, it's repetitive. But the weight that it's telling me that each individual person who brings their offering to the Lord is what matters. It's not the offering. Because they could have easily wrapped up Numbers saying all 12 leaders of the tribes of Israel, listed out every leader's name, brought the following offerings. As such, the total offerings, and then went into like Psalms 80 where they summed it up, which this was the total offerings. And you would understand what was brought was what was presented and how they anointed the ark, right? You would fully get the picture. But the fact that 12 times it's written 12 times in phrase what each offering was brought by who, from which tribe, from which lineage. It's who you are and who you are that matters more than what you're bringing. You look to the left and you're like, oh, they're bringing the same thing, so that diminishes my gift. No. That's what I want ringing in my head. Like, just because the person to the left and the person to the right and the person behind you may have the same gifts does not diminish your gift. In fact, it's because everyone has the same gift that the work can be accomplished. It's because everyone brought the wagons and the oxen, that the wagons and the oxen were meant to, that there was enough wagons and oxen to move the tabernacle. It's because everyone had the same gifts that was necessary. It was if only one person brought 2 oxen and a wagon and, a silver platter and, whatever. And that was just the gift. That was it. And everyone faded away because the first person did it already. And no one else was like, oh, well, you don't need my stuff. They wouldn't be able to move the tabernacle. They wouldn't be able to do the work. So the plan would just grind to a halt. Oh my gosh. You don't know how your gift's being used. They didn't pack up that gift going, oh, okay, this is exactly what's gonna happen. This oxen and this wagon is gonna go to the Gershon division, and they're gonna be able to do the work that they needed to do. No, they were told to bring their offering, and they brought it, and that was that. They had an offering to bring. I'm gonna rail this thing's gonna rail in my head, because I know future me is gonna sit here and she's gonna whine and she'll be like, but somebody's already doing it. But do I really need to be the one who does it? Because someone's already taking care of it. Like, look, you can find out somewhere else. Google it. And then when that happens, this current me, the existence of who I am right now, I hope your voice pops into my head in the future. I pray that your voice pops into my head in the future, and I remember that it's not the offering, it's not the similarities of the offering that matter. It's the uniqueness of the person bringing the offering. It's my lineage that is bringing the offering. Oh my gosh. It's not just me. It's who I am. It's my lineage. It's my family, my generations behind me bringing the offering to the Lord through me and me. Like, no one else is me. So the gift changes. You get that? Like, oh my God. This is why they say, once you know who you are in the eyes of the Lord, you cannot be stopped. Bruh. This is why they say, because, oh my head. Who will have the ability to stop you once you can squash all of your insecurities? Because you know who God sees you as. Bruh. I don't wanna. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm better or worse off for knowing what I know now. Or for seeing this how I see it now. Am I better? I'm better. But damn. I'm sorry, but you gotta carry yourself different once you know how awesome you are. Like, you just do. It's a requirement. The other question I'm going to ask myself, going on when I doubt, is I'm going to start asking myself, am I striving for uniqueness? Or am I striving to bring my portion of my gift and weave it into the bigger picture of helping, of good? Am I just trying to help, to do good collectively? Because then if I'm just trying to weave in my portion of my gifts into the collective good, then it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter if I find it unique enough. It just doesn't matter if I'm in a blue ocean, quote unquote. It doesn't matter, because my portion of my gifts are now being weaved. It's being weaved into the fabric of the greater good. Like, is that like a capitalistic mindset to be like, oh, it has to be unique? It has to stand out. What makes you stand out? What makes you stand out is who you are. You stand out just being you. You stand out just being you, doing the thing your way. Like, it's not the thing. It's not the thing that makes you stand out. It's how you particularly do the thing. 12 dancers in the crowd can't dance the way you do. They just can't move the body the way you move your body, because it's yours. 12 singers in the crowd can't lift your voice the way you'll lift your voice, because they don't have the same vocal cord layout that you do. 12 chefs can never make the same meal. Like, 12 people can never see the same rainbow. Oh my God. Bruh. I can have this I can do this offline. Okay, so like, have a good day, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your whatever. The rest of the hours you guys have until we see each other next time. Um, I will see you soon. Bye bye. How do it?